Yesterday we discussed about how to create a purchase order and how to work with purchase order, post an invoice for the purchase order and all. Today we'll discuss about this purchase order scenarios, how to create multiple product receipts for purchase order, how to post multiple invoices for a purchase order, and other scenarios related to that. Let me take you through. In the meanwhile, I'll just change some parameters. Inventory management. Just remove this account. We'll see. So as we discussed yesterday, to create purchase order, we also discussed about the purchase order process of a step-by-step process of how to create a purchase order and the accounting entries of what will be impacted during the product receipt and the during the invoice. So we'll again see today how we can work again on the purchase orders. So you can go to accounts payable, purchase orders and all purchase orders to create a purchase order. We'll just click here on all purchase orders. Here I can, we have created one order yesterday. Can see the approval status is confirmed and the order status is invoiced. We have invoiced this order yesterday already. We can again create a new purchase order. We'll create it for the same vendor, Tata company. Here. Okay. Then the address is picked automatically. Purchase type is considered as journal, but it should be purchase order. By default, if it should come as purchase order, we have to change the parameter here in the procurement and sourcing parameters. Procurement and sourcing setup, procurement and sourcing parameters. Here, default values purchase type should be purchase order. You can give it so that whenever you create, by default, it will come as purchase order there here in the while you create a purchase order. If it comes as journal means it will just save as a draft. Later you can change it as a purchase order and do further action. But if it is still as a journal, you cannot perform any action like receiving the goods, confirming receiving the goods and invoicing it. You can't do it. Just a journal, you can save it as so and later you can use it if you want to. But if you select the purchase order, then you can do further actions on the order. So then I'll select this site and warehouse. So when you selected warehouse, automatically site will pop up since both site and warehouse are linked. Then that would be all. If you want to change the currency, you can change the currency, but we'll continue with this one. In the next order, we'll change the currency in case. So I just created the order. Then you can select the items what you want to buy from the vendor. So I'll select few items. I'll select this cricket ball. So then I'll select 10 of them, 100 each, total of 1,000, as you can see here. Then I'll select the other line, line number 2. So this is a normal product, right? So this time I'll select a product master. We have one product master, I think, which is having multiple variants within the product. iPhone, we have created one product. So I'll just drop down. I can select this one, iPhone 12 mini here. So for this iPhone 12 mini, we have some variants in it. Means in this configuration 12 GB color, we have configuration and color. So before I select any price and details, first I'll select that configuration and color which I'm going to buy. So that would be here under product, the line. See, by default 128 GB and black is taken because in the product we have given the default configuration. If you want to change it, you can change it always. You can drop down, select any of them, that, or you can go for combinations directly. So combinations means 128 GB black, blue, white, or 32 GB black. You can select any combination, or you can manually select. So 32 GB I'm selecting. Color black or blue, you can select anyone here. So that's how you can select a combination. Then so I selected 32 GB and black combination. Then I'm buying 5 of this, each at, let's say, $20,000 each, like 1 lakh. So the cricket balls are for 1,000 and the 5 iPhones are for 1 lakh. So I'm buying both of them from the same vendor at a time. Okay, here you can see the line details of the product. For cricket ball, you don't see any here because for that's not a product master. See, for that you don't see any configurations or style, color or size. But coming to this one, you can see it here. You got a warning earlier. That's because this vendor is not authorized to purchase this, or we are not authorized to purchase this iPhone from the vendor. However, you can carry on or confirm and post the product receipt for all of this. If not, you can authorize the vendor by going to the product. Go to the product item. Product purchase setup. You can add those vendors. So all the 4 are authorized now for purchasing this product from. I'll go back to the purchase order. Now I can save it. So now as I see, there are 2 products that I'm buying from the vendor. 10 quantity of cricket balls and 5 quantity of iPhone mini. Then can also see the configuration of the iPhone mini before I buy it. Now I can confirm the order. The next step in our process is to confirm the order. Once upon creating and filling all the details, you have to confirm the purchase order. So how to confirm a purchase order? It's here under purchase and confirm this one. So before confirming, the order status is approved actually, but there is also workflow process for purchase order which you can enable, which we did not enable here. If that workflow process is enabled, when you create a purchase order, it will be in draft status here. The approval status will be in draft. And once you submit to workflow, it will undergo the workflow process. Some of the manager or the person who have to approve the workflow will approve it. Once they approve it, then the status will change to approved. Further, it will be the same. But here, since we are not using workflow, automatically when I create the order itself, it will be show the status of approved directly, skipping the draft status. Okay, so now I'll click on purchase and confirm it. So the status will change to confirmed upon purchase order being confirmed. So I see the order is confirmed. As you can see, the approval status of the order is changed to confirmed from approved. Then the next step is that we can receive the goods. So then to receive the goods, you have to generate a product receipt in the purchase order. Upon ensuring that the goods are received at the warehouse, you will post a product receipt here. So before posting the product receipt, let's go with an assumption that vendor is not delivering all the quantity at a time. Initially, vendor is delivering only some of the quantity from these two products. And for that, we can post a product receipt. So how to post that product receipt? Let's see now. So I'm going to receive, going to product receipt here, generate product receipt. Then I'll give a product receipt number to say product receipt 2. Okay. Or PRN2, suppose whatever the product receipt number the vendor gives, that you will enter here. I'm just entering my own number. Here you can see two lines in the product receipt. Cricket ball of 10 quantity, iPhone mini of 5 quantity. Let's assume that vendor is sending only 8 quantity of cricket balls, since he have only 8 for now. He's only delivering 8 quantity of cricket balls and only 3 iPhones. Only 3 of them, not more. Okay, only 8 quantity of cricket balls and 3 of the iPhones he's delivering. And the remaining he said he'll deliver later, since he's having only this much of stock and we are in need of urgency of this particular goods. He's delivering this goods to us. So I changed that quantity that I have received, changed it from 10 to 8 and 5 to 3. Okay. Now when which date I'm receiving, I can select a date here. Suppose I'm receiving it on 9th. I can select product receipt date as 9th. Then you can see the amount also changed, since 8 into 100 is 8,000 and 3 into 20,000 is 60,000. Then you can see the delivery reminder here. For line number 2, there are 2 more goods to be delivered. For line number 1 also, there are 2 more goods to be delivered. Too short is delivering. So you can see the delivery reminder here for this line. Update is 8. Delivery reminder is 2. Here, if you select this line, you can see the price and all. Update is 3 because you are receiving 3 and delivery reminder is 2. And this is the warehouse location to which you have received the goods. And you can click on OK to post this product receipt. There is an error. Ledger dimension form distribution. I think it should be because of the one that I changed this more earlier in the class. Inventory management. Item group. Come on. Again, I'll go to receive product receipt. Again, I'll give PRN number 2. That's failed actually. It did not got posted because of a critical error. And I'll change this quantity again to 8 and this to 3. Then click on OK. Now it's posted. So you have received some goods on this purchase order. Although you received some goods, you can still see the order as open order because still have some of the other goods that you have to receive on the purchase order. Some of the goods delivery or receipt is pending. So once you receive completely the goods on the purchase order, then only the order status will change to received. Until then, the order status will still be open order. Okay. Now, if you want to post invoice for the goods that you have received, for half of them or some of the goods that you have received, you can post it for those particular goods. If the vendor is sending the invoice for you for whatever the goods he have delivered, then you can post an invoice for them. Or if the vendor is not sending the invoice right now, vendor is delivering the other half of the goods now as well, and later is sending a combined invoice for all the 2 deliveries, then also you can do it. For 2 product receipts, you can post a single invoice. So let's go with this example. Let's assume that after 2 days, vendor is delivering other half of the goods, whatever is there. I mean, the remaining quantity of 2 and 2 here, he's sending those remaining goods to us. So I'll post another product receipt for the goods that I'm receiving again. So here I have, I'll just give this number as PRN 2.2. I would say 2.2, second version of the. Then here I can see in the lines 2 quantity and 2 quantity only, because that is all that is remaining on the purchase order. Remaining all are delivered already. These are the only goods that are remaining on the purchase order. So we can now click on OK to post the product receipt for these goods. But what happened here is vendor only sent me iPhone 12 mini. Only these 2 goods he sent me. He said that he could not deliver a cricket ball. These 2 cricket balls he could not deliver. So he he said that he could not deliver in the future also. He is not getting that particular balls from the vendor that he have to buy from, and he could not deliver it to us. Suppose he can only deliver this iPhone 12 mini. Then what we can do if he is unable to deliver, we have to accept that he is not able to deliver it because of so and so reason. Then I have to also give a condition to system that these particular goods that are there here in the line are not going to be delivered. So that we can do by clicking this one, close for receipt. This one, if you click here, it indicates that we are not going to receive these goods, and this is closed for receipt, means no more we are going to receive these goods. That's how. Or you can receive one, suppose here means you are receiving one quantity, the other one is closed for receipt. You can say that system will consider the other one quantity that is left over here in the line is closed for receipt. So that's what it means. If an order line cannot be delivered, or if the order line can be only partially delivered, select the option to set the remaining quantity to 0. There is only one order line, the whole order is closed and status is changed to cancelled. That's what it says. So if you're selecting one, the remaining quantity, whatever is there, will be set to close. It will be closed for recovery. That's what happens. So let's say that I'm selecting one quantity here. The other one is not going to deliver anyway, and I'm closing it for receipt. But this one I'm receiving completely. I don't have any conditions for this. Whatever the two goods that are left over, I'm receiving them. So now I can click on OK. So there is an error again. So it's saying under delivery of the line 10%, but not allowed. Under delivery is not allowed. So for allowing the under delivery or over delivery, we have some parameters. So that is again in the procurement and sourcing module. It is the main module actually for buying of goods. In procurement and sourcing, under setup, procurement and sourcing parameters, we have this under delivery and under delivery here. We have these two parameters, accept under delivery, accept over delivery. These two. If you enable them, you can accept under delivery and over delivery. If you disable them, under delivery and over delivery is not accepted. You can give this as well as you can also give some percentages at the product level if you want to. I mean, how much under delivery can be accepted, how much over delivery can be accepted for each product also you can give. Actually, that would be somewhere here in the line. Under delivery, here you can give how much percentage of over delivery and under delivery can be acceptable. However, since I enabled them, I think I can receive. Since here we have under delivery, right? Only one good is being received out of two, and the other one is we are canceling or render said he could not deliver it. So that is why there is an under delivery. So again, I'll go for the product receipt. That one will get cancelled. So I'll just give again the same PRN 2.2, sending on 10th of December. So out of two cricket balls, is only delivering one. The other one will be closed for the order. I can say close for receipt, and iPhone mini is sending both of them, whatever is pending, and I can now click on OK. And this time it should get posted. Again an error saying under delivery or delivery. That's so should agree with it actually. But let's see. Let's suppose for now I am just giving this under delivery as 50. Okay, here in the line level. And if I do that, if I make any changes, as I told you yesterday, you have to again confirm the purchase order. If I make any changes in the purchase order details, see the status again, change it to approved. Now I have to again confirm the purchase order. Here, purchase and confirm. Once confirmed, then only I can post product receipt again. Otherwise, again it will throw an error saying that purchase order is not confirmed. So now since I changed this, I confirmed it. Now I go to receive and post this product receipt. The second product receipt for the order. We are in 2.2, receiving on 10th. Then go down. Can see increase the quantity to 1 and close the other one. Now I can post this one. Now it's posted, and you can see the status of the order changed to received. Means you have received everything that you have to receive on the order, and whatever that is not going to be delivered, you have closed it for the order. Means there is nothing else to receive on this order actually. So now you can see it is received, and you can also see the product receipts here under receive. Under journals, you can see the posted product receipt journals. Product receipt number 2 and 2.2 received on two different dates, you can see. So for this, you can see the voucher if you want to. Here, ignore this account expenditure uninvoiced account. This is only for the reporting currency difference. It is showing this account in the voucher. Otherwise, all good. You can follow this account itself. Accrued purchases is being credited for 60,800 in the first product receipt, 6 iPhones and 8 cricket balls. And inventory received account is being debited. Since you are receiving the inventory, that account will be debited with 60,800 and credited accrued purchases is credited here. Then this account is only for the rounding differences that we face in the reporting currency. Just to adjust it, this account is inserted into the voucher. Nothing key role of the account here in this place. Only for the voucher adjustment or balancing the voucher, we have this account in place. Otherwise, these two are the main accounts. Then let me go to the second product receipt here. And if I go to the voucher, here I don't see that account because this voucher is balanced in both accounting and reporting currency. No imbalances. That's why I don't have that third account. So now here also the same voucher accrued purchases is credited with this amount and inventory received is debited with this amount. Okay. Then total of 9 cricket balls and 5 iPhones we have received. Then you can also see the line here actually. If you select 2.2, you can see the lines here where you can see what all you have received under that product receipt. So out of 2 ordered cricket balls, you received only 1 and you can see the amount of it. And out of 2 pending iPhones, you received all the 2 and it's for 40,000. Then go to overview, again go to the first product receipt. You can also see the lines, what all you have received. Out of ordered 10, you received 8 at that time. Out of ordered 5, we received 3 at that time. And the remaining was 2 and 2, which we have received later in the other product receipt, leaving the 1 cricket ball. Then we have seen the voucher accounting impact. You can also print it if you want to. It will print on the screen of the product receipt. Then you can correct a product receipt if you want to. Suppose if you feel like you have posted more quantity here, you can always make corrections, which we'll see in the next purchase order, how to correct a product receipt. For now, I'm not going to correct anything here, or you can cancel it, which we have seen yesterday. You can cancel and repost a product receipt all the time. You have that feasibility. It will entirely cancel the receipt and you can again start from the first by creating another product receipt. No issue. So now this order is received since we have posted multiple product receipts, not only 2 product receipts, you can post as many product receipts as you want. Suppose if you have 100 quantity on a purchase order, for each one quantity, you can post a product receipt, like 100 product receipt you can post. You can again cancel them and repost them, no problem. So Dynamics provides that flexibility of creating as many product receipts as you want on a purchase order. Or normally, if the vendor is delivering the goods in partially, you can post as many product receipt as he sent, or as many goods, as many times he deliver the goods, he'll send different product receipt numbers or goods receipt notes. So accordingly, you can post many product receipts. Now the next step in the order is to invoice the order. So to invoice the order, you can go to this page, click on invoice here, this one, invoice, generate invoice. Since the invoice is created here, the compulsory fields are invoice number and invoice date. Sometimes invoice number you can give here. Suppose I can say Tata POINV number 2. Suppose you can give an invoice description, it's optional, and invoice date, it's also optional. Most of them will prefer to give the exact invoice date on which the invoice is given, or it will automatically take the posting date as invoice date. So it considers this date as invoice date, but we can give some 13th of the December as invoice date. So accordingly, the due date will be calculated. It always depends on the invoice date that you give. Now, as you see here in the invoice lines, you can see the invoice is for 5 iPhones that you have received from the vendor, as well as 9 cricket balls that you have received from the vendor. By ignoring the one that is unable to deliver, all of them are here in the invoice. So this is being picked from this default from product receipt quantity. The lines here are defaulted from the product receipt quantity. Otherwise, the lines here can also be defaulted from the ordered quantity. Ordered quantity means what all you have ordered, you can invoice them. So it won't consider the product receipt quantity or the goods that you have received. If you click on ordered quantity and click OK and click yes here, it will update the lines with whatever the order that you have placed. So ordered quantity, it is showing 9 only in the ordered quantity. Since we have cancelled one, yeah, it is showing this much only ordered quantity again, 9 and 5. But however, I mean, sometimes let's assume that you have only received one product receipt and you are going to invoice it. It will bring the product receipt quantity only here. I mean, the first product receipt is for 8 cricket balls and 3 iPhones. So it will bring only that. If you select ordered quantity, it will bring the entire order lines here, the purchase order, whatever the quantity and prices that we have on the purchase order until that, I mean, except that one that is cancelled. You can see all of them here usually, but the main agenda is that we have to invoice the goods that we have received only. So I can select product receipt quantity and by default it will be product receipt quantity only. Now I can also see which product receipts it is considering. You can ignore some product receipts also. Here you have the option of match product receipts on the top. If you click on match product receipts, here you can see which all product receipts that this invoice is considering. You can see product receipt number 2 and 2.2. Both of them are being considered. In product receipt number 2, you can see cricket balls of what is it? Cricket balls of 9 and iPhones of 5. Total it is showing in the invoice line. Suppose if I deselect this one, then I can see this. I'm sorry, I should not see in this way. I should see in this way maybe. See, when I click on cricket ball here, the product, under product receipt number 2, I received 8 of it. Under product receipt number 2.2, I received 1 of it. So totally 9. If I click on iPhone 12 mini here, under product receipt number 2, I got 3 of them and 2.2, I got 2 of them or got delivered with 2 of them. So you can select all product receipt if you click here. I mean, automatically it is selected. You can deselect all the product receipt also if you want to. See, both of them are deselected. So for this item also you can say deselect all product receipts. Now if you want to consider only product receipt number 2, only the first product receipt, select this line, click here on product receipt number 2 and ignore the 2.2. Here also select this one and ignore 2.2. Only the 8 quantity that you received initially and the 3 quantity of iPhone that you received initially, that only can be invoiced. So suppose let's say if I click here on OK and click on OK, it will update the lines 8 and 3, which means it is ignoring the other product receipt. We can post a separate invoice for the other product receipt if you want to. Or if the vendor is sending a single invoice with both the goods, I mean both the product receipt that you have delivered or both the quantity of goods that you have delivered, you can post a combined invoice itself. So for that again you can go to match product receipt, select this one as well, and in the other line also select this one as well. Select all product receipt. You can click anyway if you want to. Then you can click on OK and it will ask, do you want to update the invoice quantity again? It will again, you can say yes and it will update it again. See what all that you have received, quantity 9 of cricket balls and 5 of iPhone. You can see here all of them. So then you can click on this one, update match status. Then this match status will change to past. The significance of this we'll discuss in next chapter of the class actually. So now it's passed and you can post this invoice. See, I'll post this invoice. So the total amount of invoices you can see here 1,01,000. Not 1,01,000. I'm sorry, 1,09,900 should be because we only received 9 quantity on the invoice. So this is just a purchase order saying cost of purchase material invoice does not exist. The operation is cancelled actually. Cost of purchase material invoiced. We have that account right actually. Item inventory management, item groups. Did we remove that account? Cost of purchase material invoiced. Where does this go? 18 cost of purchase material invoiced. This one. I'm not sure why this account is skipped from here. Because of that, I can't post the invoice. Now see, this invoice got failed, or the posting of this invoice got failed, and the order is still in received state. You can see that invoice here under again pending invoices. Invoice and pending invoices means the invoice that you have created for this purchase order which you did not post it, you can see here in the list of pending invoices. This one. Click on pending invoices. You can still see this one with 9 quantity and 5 quantity of 2 products. You can click on edit here. It will take you to the invoice page once again. Because of that account is missing, it could not post the invoice because it cannot balance the voucher without that account. That account is compulsory in order to balance the voucher, because that is this account. In the invoice entry we have seen this account, right? This account is what is missed in the item group. So if this account is missed, it cannot balance this voucher, right? Only one account is available in the voucher. So this is a compulsory account which we have now given in the item group. Now I can again update my status, then it will change to past here. After that I can post it. This time it will post. So it is posted under invoice. Posting process is complete. Cancel this, close this, refresh this, and the purchase order status is changed to invoiced, means invoice is posted for all the goods on the purchase order. Then you can go to this one invoice. Here you see no more pending invoices, it's grayed out. You can see this one being active, means invoice journal is posted for this purchase order. You can go here to the invoice. You can see the invoice here, invoice number Tata POINV2. Total invoice amount is 10,900. Sorry, 1 lakh and 900. 1 lakh for the iPhones and 900 for the 9 cricket balls. So that's how you can also see the voucher accounting impacts of this invoice here. So you can see many of them. I think you can select this and try to export it out of into an Excel, and then I can show you better. Come on. It's a little slow, but usually it gets downloaded so quickly. I got an error also this time. It's not being able to export. That's okay. It's not able to connect some server. No issue, but let us see here. So the accrued purchase account, whatever we have in the 2 product receipts. So total quantity of 10,900 is getting reversed here, which means getting debited. Earlier, while we posted product receipt, this account got credited and the inventory received account got debited. So both of them getting reversed here. Accrued purchases is getting debited here. Inventory received account is getting credited. So while posting the product receipt, an accrual entry will be posted. So that accrual entry, what we see is getting reversed here in these 2 lines. So the total combined amount of product receipts is getting reversed here. And you can see the original accounts getting impacted. Accounts payable account being credited with 10,900, sorry, 1,900,000, which means we are liable to pay the vendor 1,900,000. And inventory invoiced account or cost of material invoiced account is getting debited. So earlier it was inventory received account when we received the goods, but however we are reversing it. So now this account, inventory invoiced account or the original inventory account is coming into place with 10,900 quantity. So these two accounts that we see, second one and third one, both of them are the earlier product receipt entries. Both of them are getting reversed. So that accounting impact will get cleared or made to zero. Now the only entry that will remain is this accounts payable account getting credited and inventory invoiced account getting debited. These two are optional accounts. Actually, it's only for balancing the penny differences. You have them, leave them. So 0.1 and minus 0.1 again. So it will anyway be left over, except that we can see this accounts payable account and this one are the two main accounts, are the leftover entry. Everything got cleared with the product receipt already. So this accounts payable is credited and inventory invoiced account is debited is the leftover entry. The same that we have discussed yesterday here. This is the product receipt entry which is getting reversed during the invoice entry. Earlier product receipt is like this and this is entirely getting reversed here. And this will be the leftover or the original entry. Accounts payable credit, inventory invoiced or cost of material invoiced account will get debit. So that's what happened here in the thought I could download it and paint it to show you properly, but it's not working. Let's see again if it works. If not, let's leave it over. Seems not working. Yeah, there is an error again. Some server connecting issue. It's okay. So clear, right? This entry for all of you. Any confusion in this entry? It's really important to understand this entry. So now let us go with another scenario where we can create another purchase order, post a product receipt and post multiple invoices for the same order. So I'm going to new here. Let's see. Create a vendor account. Suppose you can go here to Tata company, same vendor. Go to warehouse, view the warehouse, and order type is by default taken as purchase order here because earlier we changed the parameter in the procurement and sourcing. Enough. You can select OK here. Then you can select the item that you are going to buy. Item number, you can select anything. You can select the cricket ball again because for that we did not authorize the vendor yet. That's okay. And I'm selecting some 15 quantity here. 15 into 100, 1500. Okay. I can then save it. It's not no need to save it, but still I click on save and confirm the order now. So once confirmed, the order will change to confirmed from approved here. Confirm. Now what I'll do is I'll receive these goods, post a product receipt. As I told you, you can post as many product receipts as you want. Just give this as PRN3, suppose. I'm receiving it on next day, suppose. And 15 quantity here I'm receiving. All the 15 I'm receiving. And I click on OK. So here all of them are received now, 15 quantity, and the order status changed to received, as you can see here. I can see the product receipt by clicking here, receive and product receipt. So that is posted here already. Product receipt number 3. If I go to voucher, I can see accrued purchases is credited for 1500 and inventory received account is debited for 1500. Since we received inventory, it's debited. Accrued purchase is credited. It's a liability account. It's created for 1500. Okay. Then I can also see the lines here. So 15 quantity ordered, 15 received 15. Now what happened is the warehouse manager informed me that by mistake they told that they have received 15 quantity. They received only 12 quantity actually. So there is a mistake in counting. So they assumed that they have received all the 15 quantity. Now they are informing that they received only 12 quantity, not 15 quantity. Now what we can do is we can correct this product receipt. Correct this product receipt and change the quantity that we have received from 15 to 12 again. So how to do that is selecting this particular product receipt, click on correct here. You can see this option of correct. So then it will ask you to correct how much you want to correct. You can correct it. So you only received 12, right? You can change that 15 to 12 here. So the quantity will show as 12. Quantity to be reversed is 3, means you have already posted 15 as received. Now you are receiving 3 of them, that you are reversing 3 of them that they are not received yet. So I just change the quantity to 12 and quantity to be reversed is 3. Here also I can see update is 12 now and delivery reminder is 3, means another 3 has to be delivered. So I'm just clicking on OK here to correct it. Off. You can refresh this and you can see the same one again. Now if you go to the voucher here, vouchers, you can see another 2 lines, means earlier it was 1500 and 1500. Now 300 is reversed here because 3 goods are you reverse the 3 goods receipts, right? So accounts accrued purchase account which was credited earlier 1500 is debited with 300. Inventory received account which was debited earlier for 1500 is credited with 300, means 300 is reduced from the voucher. Since you have reversed 3 quantity from the receipt, so 300 is adjusted in the voucher, means reversed from the voucher. Now the net amount of the voucher is only 1200. So accrued purchases for 1200, inventory received for 1200 is being credited and debited. As you can see here, after all, if you remove this one from this one, you will have a net amount of 1200 only. So that's how the correction will be adjusted to the voucher automatically. And if you see, go to lines, you can see ordered is 15 now, received is only 12, remaining quantity is 3. It is also updated on the product receipt line automatically if you correct it. And you can also see the history here, history of the product receipt. This is the first product receipt 1 that you have posted. This is the product receipt number 2. So you can also go for comparison, compare versions. What is it? You have to select both of them maybe. Click on compare versions. Here you can see old value is 15, new value is 12. Why it is showing 0 actually? Yeah, old value is 1200, new value is 1500 old value, new value is 1200. That's what. This is how it compares the corrected product receipt from the first one to the second one. Now again, let's say suppose for an example, I'll just go back from here as well. So the warehouse manager again called me after correcting, saying that no, we have received all the 15 quantities. 3 of the quantity we could not find out. I mean, it's hiding somewhere. Now we can find out all the 15 quantity. Now what we have to do again? Any idea? Can again correct it, saying go to correct again, or you can post another product receipt for the 3 quantity if you require, or you can correct it as well. Can again change it to 12 to 15 again. Okay, saying you can only reduce the received quantity on the product receipt. To raise the quantity, post a product receipt. Actually, we have this option of correcting upwards also in the next version of Dynamics. In this version, it's not supporting to increase the quantity. It is saying post another product receipt. You can't make a correction upwards. You can only make correction downwards, it is saying. That's okay. Then we can do it now. No problem. We'll just cancel this one. Okay. Then we can post another product receipt for the other 3 quantity. Now, normally only 12 is received here, right? If you go back to the order, this will still show as open order. Even though you received 15, since you have corrected it to 12, you can still see it as an open order only because there are 3 goods pending on the order, right? So you can post another product receipt as system has told you to do for the other 3 quantities. So automatically it will pick the remaining 3 quantity in the order. can say this one as PRN 3.2, second version of receipt, and you can say another date like same date you can say, and the three quantities showing up here, whatever is remaining to be received is here, and you can click on OK. Once after receiving it, you can see an open order here. Okay, you can see received. Then we can invoice the order. Let's suppose that vendor is sending two invoices for you. One invoice is with some 10 quantity. 10 quantity is sending one invoice and totally 15 quantity right here. Other 5 quantity is sending another invoice later. It, this particular day is only sending one invoice of 10 quantity. Other invoice is sending later. So for that, you can also post two invoices for a single purchase order, or you can post multiple invoices for a single purchase order regardless of the product receipts. You can combine two product receipts and post as a single invoice if you want to, or you can post two invoices for two product receipts, or you can post two or three invoices for a single product receipt also. Anything is possible in Dynamics. So now if I go to invoice here, I'll generate invoice. It will take a while to generate the invoice. So I can give an invoice number, Tata PYN with 3 suppose, and invoice date. Suppose he's sending this invoice on 13th Monday. And you can see total 15 quantity. What all I have received in the product receipts. Combining two product receipts, it is showing 15 quantity. What I'll do is I'll change the quantity here from 15 to 10. Okay, it is asking less than the quantity that you have matched in the product receipt. Do you want to go ahead? I said yes. I said yes. So only 10 quantity is being received here, as you can see. Not the total 15 quantity, only 10 quantity that you are receiving. I mean, sorry, not receiving, you are invoicing. You have received an invoice only for 10 quantity. Now you are going to post invoice only for 10 quantity. Click on update my status. It shows it is failed actually, because 1 second. I'll go to match product receipts option. Here what I'll do is I'll select both the product receipt. In this, I'll select only 10 quantity to be invoiced, and in this I'll select, so I won't select this product receipt at all. Suppose only one product receipt I'm selecting, and that to 10 quantity I'm selecting for invoice purpose. The other one I ignored. Now I can click on OK here. So now you can see only 10 quantity and 100 here. Now if you click on update my status, it is passed here, as you can see. So I only selected one product receipt, out of which I only selected 10 quantity. On that product receipt I have 12 quantity, but I selected only 10 of it for invoicing. Then I can post this invoice. So now this invoice is posted. You can see operation is completed, but still the order status isn't received. Means you still have some of the goods that has to be invoiced on the purchase order. You have invoiced only 10 quantity, another 5 quantities remaining. 2 quantity of first product received, 3 quantity of second product receipt are still pending. That has to be invoiced. So for that we can post another invoice if you want to. So we have already one invoice posted. You can go to generate invoice once again. You can give another number, Tata POINV 3.2 for suppose. Suppose let's say that he's sending the invoice on Tuesday, the other remaining invoice. Now you can see the 5 quantity here, whatever is left over, that has to be invoiced. The goods that you have received, out of which you have invoiced already 10 quantity, and you can see 5 quantity which is left over here. But again, you can go and see here in the match product receipts. Under product receipt number 3, you have 2 quantity. Product receipt number 3.2, you have 3 quantity to be invoiced. The rest of the quantity here in the product receipt 3 already, 10 of it already was invoiced. So the remaining quantity will show up here. So if you want to post only invoice for two quantity, you can deselect this one and post, or you can select both of them. And out of which for product receipt number 3.2, you want to post only for one quantity invoice, only for three quantities sending invoice, let's assume. Then you can click on OK. There will still be another two quantity left over that has to be invoiced. Now we can see this invoice is only for three quantity. Then you can click on update my status. It shows as passed and you can post it again. You can see it is still in received status because we have only invoiced 13 quantity on it. Another two quantities still pending to be invoiced. Then you can post another invoice for the other remaining two quantity. You can post as many invoices as you want, but that's not the usual situation. Vendors will mostly send combined invoices for all the orders pending from their side. For this, you can give another invoice, Tata invoice 3.3 if you can give this one. And you can go for match product receipts. So product receipt 3 is already invoiced. So only 3.2 is remaining, out of which in that only two quantities remaining to be invoiced, as you can see here. Rest all was already invoiced. 13 quantity was already invoiced. Only two is left over. Then that two only will be picked in the line, as you can see here. 2 into 100, 200 invoice. Then you can again give a date to the invoice. Suppose another date like 15th Wednesday. Click on update my status again. Passed, and you can post it. So why I'm showing this one is Dynamics allows you the flexibility to post as many product receipts as you want for each particular good that if you have to post, and you can also post as many invoices as you want regardless of number of product receipts. You can post invoices or break the quantity into many number of invoices, but usually they'll post invoices according to what the vendor has given. If the vendor gives an invoice for full quantity, they'll post a single invoice. The vendor gives invoices for partial quantities, they'll also post in the same way. Whatever the quantities he will give, accordingly they will divide their invoices and post them. Now you can see the purchase order status is changed to invoiced, means completely the 15 quantities invoiced now. And you can also see the list of invoices you have posted on here. Click on invoice, click on journals and invoice here. You can see there are three invoices posted. Invoice number 3, 3.2 and 3.3. Three invoices. 10 quantity of 1000, 3 quantity, 2 quantity, 300 and 200, as you can see. You can also see the lines here. Lines of that. So 10 quantity of 100 for the first invoice. You can go back, go for the invoice number 3.2. Go to lines, 3 quantity of 100 each of 300, you can see. The third one you can see here. For each of them, you can see the voucher. And if you see the voucher for each of them, it will reverse the product receipt voucher of that partial amount. Like for 10 quantity only you have posted invoice, right? So it will reverse the product receipt voucher of 10 quantity only. Accrued purchases is debited for 1000. Inventory received is credited for 1000 only for 10 quantity. And accounts payable is created for 1000 and inventory invoiced account is debited for 1000. This is the original entry. This one and this one. You can ignore this account purchase expenditure. It's of no use again. It's only the zeros accounts. So that's how. Only for the quantity that you have invoiced here in this order, the product receipt quantity is also product receipt amount is also being reversed only for that particular quantity and net amount of that quantity. And invoice is being done for the same quantity of 1000 and 1000 only for 10 goods here. Whereas you go to the other one, 3.2, where you have invoiced 3 quantity of 300, you can see the voucher, product receipt voucher getting reversed here for 300 and 300, and invoice is being done for 300. Accounts payable is created for 300. Inventory invoice is debited for 300. Okay, and the same for the other one as well. Totally 3 invoices are posted. So all these 3 invoices you can also see in the vendor transactions list also. I'll take you there. So you can go to accounts payable, all vendors here. Go to this company Tata vendors. You have under vendor, I can see invoices list and transactions. Suppose if I go to invoices list here, I can see the list of invoices that I have posted for this vendor. All of these which are having empty purchase order are just invoice journals or the non-PO invoices we have posted earlier. These are all the purchase order invoices. So you can see purchase order number 1, you have invoice 1. Purchase order number 2, you have another invoice. For purchase order number 3, you have 3 invoices, suppose here. And you can see the quantities as well, due dates as well for each of the invoice. This is only the list of invoices. You can go back and you can also go for transactions where you can also find the invoices and payments as well. Both of them you can see here. This is a page where you can see all the list of transactions for the vendor. If you want to see only the open transactions, you can click this. These are the only open transactions that we have. Invoices, only few invoices are open. And you can see balance amount for all these invoices. How much you have to pay the vendor on each invoice. For this invoice, I think there is some partial payment of 5,000 already, so remaining 15,000 is showing as balance, but the other invoices complete amount is showing as pending. So that's how you can track them on the vendor page. Once the posted, you can see all the purchase order invoices also. And there are also other situations where you can post a single invoice for multiple purchase orders also, but that purchase order should be of the same vendor actually. You can create 2 or 3 purchase orders for the vendor and you can post a single invoice for those purchase orders also. That scenario we'll cover in our next class. Until then, just practice it until here. Post multiple product receipts for a same invoice, same purchase order, and you can create a single invoice as you wish, or you can create multiple invoices. It's up to you. However, the vendor is sending you, you can. Dynamics provides you the flexibility to break your quantity and prices and convert the invoices and the product receipts as many as you wish on a purchase order. Okay. Until and unless you receive the complete quantity, the order will not change to received. Until and unless you invoice the complete quantity, it won't change to invoiced. Okay. Suppose that you are receiving only 5 quantity and suppose the total quantity on the purchase order is 15 and you are receiving only 5 and invoice that 5 already. Then the order will still show as open because another 10 quantity has to be received. If you receive the 10 quantity, then order status will again change to invoiced. Sorry, received. And once you invoice all the 10, then the order status will change to invoiced. Otherwise, it won't change. Okay, that's one. Suppose I will create one new purchase order. It's a very small scenario. I'll create one purchase order for the same vendor, Tata company, let's assume. And I'm giving some warehouse on site. Click on OK. And select this item. Select suppose the same item actually. You can select any item, no problem. Select it for 5 quantity, let's say. And I am trying to confirm the order. I'll confirm the purchase order upon this selection. So order is confirmed. So what happened now is vendor is not going to deliver any goods. He's not able to fulfill this order because he's not having the goods. So he has called us and explained what is the reason, and he told that they are canceling the order because they could not deliver the goods. Then what you can do is you can also cancel this order here. The purchase order you can cancel in your system also. So how to do that is here you have the option of purchase order. Under that you have the option of cancel here. If you cancel it means this order is not going to be fulfilled or nothing can be done on this order. Any further transactions could not be done on this order. That's what you feel. You can click on purchase order here and you have the option of cancel. You can cancel the order. So do you want to cancel the quantity not yet arrived, registered or received on the purchase order? You can say yes. You can, or you can receive some quantity, invoice it later. The other quantity, if vendor is not going to deliver, that also you can cancel. The remaining quantity, whatever is there, will be cancelled. But here we did not receive anything and vendor is not going to deliver anything. I want to cancel this order and I can click on yes. So it will be cancelled. So you can see this order status is changed to cancelled here. Means no more further receipts or invoices. You cannot post a product receipt. It's grayed out. Nothing else you can do on the order. Everything is changed. So you can see quantity is also grayed out and everything is grayed out here. So this order will left over as cancelled order here. That's it guys. For today, that would be all.